Awesome.
Nailed it.
See you around. You feel that they will come.
Right.
So that's not the case anymore.
Through that suffering and through that community, I became a better Catholic.
Welcome back. I'm Darnell Miller, and today I'm in Dallas, Texas at the Evangelical Catholic Conference, Priests for an Apostolic Age. And today I have the pleasure of sitting down with Sister Rose Marie Tulacz. Thank you for being here with me.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
And so the conference is called Priests for an Apostolic Age. You're not a priest, but you still have an understanding of our call in this apostolic age. And you have you serve in various ways. So I know you're a speaker, you lead retreats, but there's a particular thing that I think is interesting that helps you get your foot in the door, is that you're a photographer. Mm-hmm. So can you talk about your experience of using photography as a way to meet people and to encounter people, to draw them closer to Christ?
Well, I think through the visual, we can stir the memory. We can reach people in a special way, whether it's beautiful landscape or a liturgical piece or something that I've created just, from rock bottom. But I think people have many longings and a desire. I think they're trying to find value and purpose in life. And I think the photography can be grounding to them. It can be a source of conversation. Mm-hmm. It can stir a memory again. And I think as far as, the evangelization and the calls and challenges that we have today in America and throughout the world is we have to minister and lead and disciple through our personal experience with Christ. Mm-hmm. And unless we've experienced that deep love and intimacy with Christ, we really don't have a mission, because that's who we're called to be, and that's what we're bringing forth. And I'm very passionate about photography. It's something I love because I love beauty. I love the sacred. Mm-hmm. And I feel that, in the world today, in many parts in the world, even here in our own country, the churches are being vandalized. The sacred symbols that we have are being taken from us, because if they can take away the visual and the memory of it all, perhaps then they can lead us to be able to forget about who we are and whose we are. I remember somebody telling me once, Rosemary, when you're flying across the country, just remember, when you're going across the U.S., you're going to be flying over some little farmhouse that's got one of your cards with one of your photos, and it's going to have a candle in the front of it lit. And I always think of that. I thought of it when I flew across the country to come to Dallas yesterday morning, very early. I just thought, I wonder where that farmhouse is, and all the people that I've met over the last 30 years doing Notre Dame Creations.
That sentiment you had when you were talking about the card being in a small farmhouse and flying over it, it's such a small thing, but we don't realize the impact that we have in people's lives sometimes, or how God is using us to reach people for Him, right? And so that's a small glimpse or a small taste of the way that your photography, your speaking, your leading retreats has impacted, has influence on the life of somebody who's seeing benefits and seeing growth in their spiritual life because of it. And I know your work is taking you all across the globe, and you've encountered people from different backgrounds, different cultures. What has that taught you about your role in God's creation?
Well, I love experiencing new people, different cultures. If a parish asks me to come, I often ask, do you have a family that I can stay with? I'd rather be with them than in a hotel room. Mm-hmm. and just risk and take whatever it's at. I remember one family I stayed with, there were diapers on the floor in the room I slept in. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. It's like, it didn't matter, because I'm rubbing shoulders with humanity. Mm-hmm. And I think that it's important to spend time with people and linger with them, mm-hmm. Get to know them, hear their story. And I think the hearts of many people are kind of beat up today. Mm-hmm. And I think that they're seeking and searching for their place and role in it. And I think by accepting and honoring them in the different ways, I've met people throughout the country, I think it helps them accept who they are and mm-hmm. what their story is.
Absolutely.
And to invite and realize God is in their suffering. Mm-hmm. God is in their joys. He's not apart from it.
Yeah. And I know in your travels you've spent a lot of time with marginalized communities and people who see themselves in that struggle, who may feel at a loss. Like when you're in those situations, how do you comfort them, or do you comfort them, or is that like?
Sometimes it's so overwhelming. I don't have any words. I just have tears, you know. But I think sometimes just being there with them. But it's also not just being there with them. They're being there with me. They're showing me. They're teaching me something. And the faith and devotion of people today, you know, when I helped at the border and I volunteered at the border for an immersion experience some years ago, you know, there's one sister in particular that I shared those days with. You know, we're still very, very close because we walked it together. It changes you.
Well, Sister, thank you so much for taking
so
the time
grateful.
to talk to us.
Yeah, you're the best. Thank you.
Thank you
And
so much.
God bless you in your ministry and all
Thank
the
you.
outreach work that you guys are doing.
Absolutely.
We
Thank you so
appreciate it.
much.
Thank you. God bless you. Thank you.
And thank you for watching.